My name is Garnett. I'm a retired national team athlete, modern pentathlon, representing Canada. And currently, I'm a grad student at the London School of Economics and Political Science studying criminal justice policy. Yeah, when I was an athlete, we often hear, character matters, when times are tough, character shows. You want to have strong character. You need strong character to have a good performance. So there's a lot of dialogue about the importance of character, but not so much on what it is. And so I was well aware, I think for the most people are that character matters, but I think there's this disconnect of what character actually is. Yeah, so participating in the Construct program for me was essentially taking the steps to learn about what character is, the substance of character, and enrolled in this program, just sort of get a perspective on it from I guess experts on number one what it is, and number two how to actually develop it and strengthen it. And if you want to strengthen your character, develop it, what have you, you sort of need to know the substance of it, what it actually is, in order to pursue this thing that we want, which is character. So without this, at least a somewhat of a nuanced understanding, then we can't achieve what it is to get better character. Well, we've all had excellent managers and leaders, and we've all had very poor managers and leaders. And I think the difference between the two is that, there's very competent, poor managers out there. But I think this can kind of give you a roadmap of how to be a very good manager. And pushing aside aspects of performance of a manager, like actuarial management styles, whatever, but just engaging with management and leadership. I thought this would really, participating in this program would really give me an idea of, okay, what qualities and character attributes that would make a good manager. When I'm in that environment, that academic environment, I find, I can get X, Y, and Z done, but to have more vigor, I think would benefit me more, because I think we're all driven, but to the manner of which we complete our tasks, could be invested with, quite plainly, more vigor. How can I do something better? How can I, approach this task to get it done, but not only get it done, but get it done past the point of, that's just good enough. And so I think focusing on vigor really helped that for me. Well, I think focusing on Vigorous for the month of March, you kind of have a daily reminder of okay, let's approach these tasks and deliverables, what have you, whatever you have to do with more vigor. And so when you kind of have that guidance in your sales of how you approach things, I think you can really influence outcomes, when you're engaged with that more so than, Vigorous aside, then you just have your checklist and okay, it's done, on to the next thing. So focus on Vigorous that month, I think really helped me to improve tasks I had to do, in the nature of quality. And then apart from that, also too, I think, we all feel like we're driven, and at the same time, we all feel like we're not driven. So to sort of find a waypoint within those two of okay, I'm driven, and also assessing gaps where perhaps I wasn't so driven, where I could embed more vigor in whatever I was doing. One of the things I found most interesting was that everyone thinks they're driven, while at the same time, everyone thinks they're not driven enough. So we all navigate these conflicting perspectives on ourselves where there's no cohesion. I could be more driven. And I think it's almost parceled up in different aspects of your life. Some people said, I'm too driven at work. I need to apply that out of work, whether it's the family, fitness, food, what have you, pursuing my own hobbies with that same intensity as they bring to work. And other people saying, a job for me is just, 9 to 5. Well, two things. One is the daily engagement with the app, because if you're trying to get better at something, you have to do it every day, or at least think about it every day. If you do it once or twice a week, the progress is not going to be measurable. So the daily engagement and the use of the app, I think, was a big deal for me, because it's a reminder, oh yes, this is what I'm focusing on. Even when I forget, I get the notifications on my phone. Did you think about being vigorous this today? Oh yeah, okay. What are the prompts again? And then you have your little waypoint that you can work towards as you do anything during your day. And then number two is the monthly meetups where we sort of discuss uh, our individual insights on the monthly dimension. And what is really interesting is how everyone individually interacts differently with the dimension. So, what vigorous means to someone might mean, quite frankly, different to me, and how vigorous um, operates within them, whether it's deficient or excess. So, I find that really interesting to know that just how this varies. And I guess individuals vary and their character varies. So it's really interesting seeing that, hearing that, sharing that, and then we can kind of get a better insight into what the thing is that we're trying to focus on. Yeah, for sure. And especially when I was an athlete, I had to manage a team of like 6 different experts in different domains. Modern pentathlon, there's 5 sports plus physio plus strength training. So we'd often have meetings, like monthly meetings with these people, and we'd assess progress, what wasn't going well. And I think to leverage success across different individuals, I think character can give you that insight. It's like, okay, this person needs this person needs that. And so having a good understanding of a character, you can almost have a good understanding of other people's character as well. Oh, and then see where they're deficient, excess, and how the different dimensions interact with them and how that influences their behavior. So it's an excellent tool to have when working with people. Um, yeah, if you're into creative writing and you're struggling creating characters and how they interact with whatever world you're constructing, I think this character stuff can really help you craft very interesting characters if you work from the framework. That's something I sort of, I don't know, thought of a while ago. I'd be like, oh yeah, this would be a roadmap. And then you start assessing, characters on TV shows and movies you watch. It's like, oh, they have excessively driven but underdeveloped empathy, poor leadership, and there's things like that. So it's like, it's not just like with yourself, but it's like almost this like lens that you see the world. I find that's very interesting.